What's up, everybody? We are seeing the prices waking up. And what did we just talk about yesterday? The fractal. And I love this fractal. Nobody was talking about it. That's why it played out. Because if everybody was focused on it on all these different channels, it probably would have never worked out. And it still may not completely work out, right? We're not even out of the woods yet. But Happy New Year, January 1st, 2025. We are totally in the future and things are looking pretty nice. So look at this fractal here on XRP, and it's kind of playing out here a little bit. Now, again, we don't want it to get too far ahead of itself, and it actually kind of, let's see here. If I pull this up, so we kind of had that 1-2-1-2 already. So some of it I have to scale down. So you have this 1-2-1-2, right? So basically, you have this little pump, down, pop, or this pump, little drop, back down, 1-2-1-2, 1-2-1-2, and then a big pump, flag, big pump. Let's see if we get the flag, and then a bigger pump. So let me actually scale that 1-2-1-2. I'm gonna have to scale it down actually. I'm gonna have to scale it way down here. There we go. There, that's a little bit more. Just trying to see, okay, so this should be around where we chill out for a while, about 230. I don't think we're going to go any higher. I mean, we could, but it's better if we sort of flag out, hit the high, come back down, flag out again, and then eventually break out. See, there's problems with it, but there's also good things with it. The problem is we didn't get to go sideways like I wanted. Sideways allows for a platform, a base, a launch pad to blast off from. Now, when you come down like this, right, you develop this three-wave shape. So I don't like that as much. I mean, you got this three-wave shape here, and if this is 3, we could totally have this be our connector. So boom, boom, you know what I mean? So we don't want that, we want it to be a 1-2 rather than an ABC, right? So even if it is an ABC, I don't think it's finished. I still think we would have 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, and then 5. Even if we got up here, it would still be an ABC. The main thing is we don't want it to turn into a flat. We want it to be a 1-2, and then let's continue into a 3 and a 4 and a 5, right? So things are looking really good. I'm excited for 2025. Let's get this ball rolling. So I actually bought something, and stick around to the end of this video and I will show you exactly what I bought. It is going to be so fun. I ordered it. Should be here in like 2 weeks. I got to go pick it up. I got to go to Thousand Oaks, California. It's like about a 2-hour drive just to go pick it up. So I'm super stoked. Anyway, I really like the way this is shaping out to be, as you guys know. The reason why, and I'm going to just say it again for the people who maybe are first-time listeners, right? That this right here obviously is an impulse. Obviously, right? And then the move down is corrective. The move back up is corrective, and the move back down is corrective. Now, those three moves created a three-wave shape, right? And now that three-wave shape created this impulse, and that impulse created this other three-wave shape. And now we're getting another impulse. So to me, this is a very, very good sign. Now, what is the next goal? First of all, look at this. Let's go to the monthly. Monthly chart is already kicking off with a banger. Look at that. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go to the 3-month chart. Looking good. Obviously, we just started here. So brand new quarter. But look at the 12-month chart, guys. We finally did it. Now it's totally, totally confirmed. We have the highest monthly, 2-month, 3-month, 4-month, 6-month, and 12-month chart. I think even the 8-month chart, right? So that's why we have such interesting price action January, February, March, April, is because of that reason, is because we have all of these important candles closing, especially the yearly candle. And we just made history because the yearly candle, this one right here, just had its highest yearly close, the highest yearly close in XRP history. The last time it closed, the last highest close was 7 years ago. So it took 7 years for us to have a new high, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took 7 years, guys. Amazon took 10 years. And look how massive Amazon is now, right? So Amazon had that first bubble, and then it continued down, and then it kind of did this and this and this and this, and then it finally broke out. 10 years of that, right? And now look at what Amazon's doing today. It's absolutely insane. Actually, let me just bring up Amazon if you don't mind. Let's see if I can find it really quick. So here's Amazon right here. And you can see right there is the high. So let me just try to fix this a little bit. Okay. So we have our impulse. We have our impulse. These are yearly candles, by the way. So each candle is 1 year. We have our pullback, right? We come up, we go sideways, we come up, we go sideways, and then we break out. And now look what we're doing. We're breaking out. Now here's the coolest thing in the world. Look at this. What happens after Amazon breaks out? Remember, these are yearly candles. Look at this. Year after 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 year. I mean, dude, we literally went up after we broke out for 15 years straight. Can you imagine XRP going up for 15 years straight? Well, the direction is 15 years. I mean, you get these big, red candles every now and then, but ultimately you had a 15-year bull run for Amazon. So if we just extend that out there, I mean, this is just hilarious, but you can see kind of what we did there, right? So you want your 589, well, guess what? It might take 15 years to get there. You know what I mean? So let's see, if we go up from Amazon, we went up approximately 5,000% from the all-time high. Okay. It took 15 years to get about 5,000%. Let's go to XRP. 5,000% takes you about $100. So can we hit $100 in 15 years? 100%, no question about it. Now, I think we're going to hit $100 a lot sooner than that. I think it might take, I mean, it's really hard, to know exactly when we can hit that $100 or even $50 mark. I mean, it's going to take much more than retail. It's going to take something with the central bank. And I think that could happen under Trump, because this is not just about XRP. This is about reconstructing the whole entire financial system in the next 4 years under President Trump. The main reason President Trump ran, because he understands how basically the banking system has destroyed the United States. The reason he ran was because the banks were trying to kill him throughout his life. So, what is Donald Trump's biggest battle that he's ever done throughout his business life? It's his bankruptcies, right? The banks were trying to go after his assets. Why? Well, some of his businesses worked, some of them didn't work. That's just the cost of doing business, right? Some work, some don't work. He maybe leveraged too much and he lost. But it's all about how you overcome, right? And he overcame in a big, big, big way, right? So he's one of the only few people in the world to have ever come out on top of a bankruptcy. He actually did way better than anybody would do. So he knows how to battle the banks in court. He knows the logistics. He knows exactly how they work. And he understands that the Federal Reserve, the central banking fiat currency debt enslavement system, is designed to do what they did to his businesses. Obviously, it was his decisions that led to some bad decisions, but ultimately, it goes way beyond that, right? It's so embedded in the fabric of our society that people don't even realize they're being screwed every single time they earn a dollar or spend a dollar, right? If you're earning a dollar, you're getting screwed because that dollar is worthless. If you're spending a dollar, you're getting screwed because that dollar is worthless. So at the end of the day, it's all about what? Fixing the money, right? Make money great again. That's what it's really about, right? Make money great again, right? So it's really how do you say it? MMGA, right? It's not MAGA, it's MMGA, right? That's what it's really about. So how do we make money great again? Companies, blockchains, cryptos like XRP. Now, I'm not saying United States is going to use XRP, but what I am saying is this type of technology, this type of asset is going to make money great again. Now, the only way we're going to see $100, $200, $500, $1,000, right? I think we can organically get there, $50, $100 organically just by growing year over year over time, but it's going to take a lot of time. Now, the way we get there, as some people say, overnight or immediately or very quickly, is a partnership or a deal. So who's the deal maker? Trump, right? What is the best deal in crypto? Ripple. Why? Because XRP and the ledger and the token itself can do so much in the world we use today, right? And what is the biggest thing in the world? Payments. Does grandma and grandpa know anything about like an oracle? No, they don't even know what that is. Do they know what a smart contract is? Probably not. I mean, they know what a contract is. Do they know what, these other little things are? No. So what do they know? Payments. Everybody makes payments. Grandma, grandpa, doesn't matter. Everybody in the world understands payments. So XRP is basically the pinnacle of what crypto is. It's a financial instrument, otherwise known as fintech, financial technology, right? So technology 231, we're pumping again. Let's see. This technology is going to be eminent, right? And we have to understand very, very clearly what this means, right? For the way our world is going to, continue to progress. But it's not going to be easy. Why? Because we're battling the central banks. This is all a big game, right? Under the central banking system. And that's why I encourage everybody to watch two documentaries. One is The Money Masters. Go to YouTube, type in The Money Masters. Watch the whole thing. You'll be red pilled. It is the greatest XRP documentary you'll ever see in your entire life. I guarantee it. And it has nothing to do with XRP. And then another one is, it's called Hidden Secrets of Money with Mike Maloney. So go to YouTube, type in Hidden Secrets of Money. Watch all the episodes. It will blow your mind. So just watching those two series, or one's a documentary, the other one's a series, just by watching those, it'll totally make you think of crypto in a different way. Because everybody goes, oh yeah, crypto, you make money, it's great, it's cool, meme coins, blah, 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 right? But there's so much more to it, right? People don't realize when they take out a $20 bill out of their wallet, they don't understand how that $20 bill was created, where it came from, what it means to our economy, how it fluctuates. And there's so many dynamics to it. And it's all rigged, and it's all manipulated, and it's all controlled by who? The Federal Reserve, the central banking corrupt system. So what do we need to do? We need to eradicate that system with something brand new, which is crypto, which is blockchain, which is decentralization, which is gold, silver, right? Things that are tangible. People say, oh, you can't touch crypto. It's not tangible. Yes, it is. Software is tangible, right? Digitally, right? So I believe Trump is going to do this. I don't know what the exact plan is, but basically what generally it is taking away the power from the Federal Reserve and returning it back to we the people. And the way you do that is by creating a sound money system, not a endless printing paper confetti system, right? Not a military industrial complex impose on your rights type of system, right? That's why we went to Iraq. That's why we did all that stuff over there in the Middle East. It was all about the dollar. It was all about oil, right? The dollar and oil and the military industrial complex. I mean, Eisenhower warned about it. JFK talked about it, and Trump's going to finish it. So everything has been leading to this one point in history, right? I mean, go back all the way to the Revolutionary War, to the Civil War, to World War I, to World War II, right? Vietnam War was a joke. All those people died for no reason at all, except obviously their brothers and sisters fighting side by side. They weren't fighting for our freedom, right? It was a joke. But I'm not going to get into that. But and then you look at the Middle East. It was all about the dollar. And that's why it's so sick and evil and twisted, right? We don't need war. We can have peace. People say there'll never be peace. So long as they're man, there'll never be peace. And maybe that's true. But what do people fight about? Money. Why? Because money is the root of all evil, as they say. But guess what? Where is the root? It's money. Where is the money? In the banks. What does that mean? The root of all evil is the banks, right? That's what the root of all evil actually is. So how do we fix this? Again, crypto. I think Donald Trump is going to implement something. But the way to do that is you need a plan, right? There needs to be a financial event in order to remember when COVID hit? Everybody was like, whoa. Like the whole earth stood still because it was on every single channel across the world. Everybody knew about it. We need an event like that, but 10 times bigger, and it affects not your health, but your wallet. And that's when people really get upset, right? So it could be a collapse. It could be a recession, a depression. It could be, whatever the deep state tries to pull. But guess what? It's all plugs and wires, right? Somebody's going to flip the switch and turn everything off, And then everyone's like, whoa, what happened? And then all we got to do is basically turn it back on. But guess what? When we turn it back on, now everyone's going to see the light. Because a lot of times when the light's on, you don't even realize the light's on until you turn the light off. Then you realize there was a light. And then when you turn it back on, then you can really see the light. And now everyone's going to see exactly how bad everything is. Just go to usdebtclock.org. You can see the national debt climbing every second. So I think people are going to be completely aware of all of this in this type of event. And then that's when the deep state's going to come out and say, see, look what Trump did. He destroyed everything. He implemented his tariffs. He implemented his policies. And now we have a complete disaster. But guess what? Trump knows that they're going to do this. He's counting on them doing this. And then what's going to happen when they do this? Trump's going to pull out the Trump card, which is what? An alternative, right? So the central bank's going to come out and say, look, this is why we need CBDC. This is why we need complete control. This is why we need, chips in your arms and digital IDs and all this bull crap that they want to control, right? And then Trump's going to come out and say, I don't want that. We don't want that. And then they're going to say, well, look what you did. You destroyed it. You have no say so. And then guess what? Trump has we the people. And we the people say what? Crypto, gold, silver. That's what is going to happen. And we're going to transition away from the centralized corruptness of the Federal Reserve into, I think the Federal Reserve will still be here. I think it's going to be reconstructed. I think it's going to be backed by gold. It has to, because countries are getting rid of the dollar. They're de-dollarizing. If you look at Russia and China, they're dumping U.S. treasuries. They're buying record amounts of gold. And if you look at the BRICS nations, they're also, posturing against the dollar. And then you have all these other countries that will probably join later. So guess what? The dollar's left out in the ocean to drown. Trump's not going to let that happen. But in order to not let that happen, you need some reasoning behind the dollar, right? Because nobody likes the dollar anymore. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to be gold is the choice. But crypto will be the instrument. And it's not going to be a CBDC. It's going to be something else, like maybe a stable coin. Maybe it's RLUSD, right? Maybe it's Ripple stable coin. I don't know about that, but who knows how it's going to transpire. But what does this have to do with XRP? What does this have to do with Theta? What does this have to do with anything? The reason why it matters is because once we move to the digital system, then it's going to be all about what? Interoperability, right? So everything has to be cross-chain, multi-chain. So that's when XRP shines. The United States doesn't have to use XRP. The banks don't have to use XRP. But as long as everything is flowing through the crypto channels that we see today, and by the way, I believe it will be to some extent on the XRP ledger. But I believe there's going to be a U.S. ledger, right? But guess what? Where does the U.S. ledger build their ledger? They could build it on, obviously it would probably be their own type of system. But anyways, all this is going to do is it's going to validate, it's going to push crypto even more. And it's going to be easier to invest. It's going to be easier to transact, because what is crypto used for? It's used as money, really. But can you go to Walmart and buy something with Bitcoin? No, you can't. You can't buy something with XRP either, right? On certain things, certain stores, yes, you can. But guess what? When those companies take your Bitcoin debit card, they basically transmitted it back into dollars. So it's really like you're paying in dollars, not Bitcoin. So eventually we're going to get to that stage. But anyway, that's my little rant. All right, let's get into the charts now. So again, this to me either could come back down and do something like this, right, and continue to range, or we can see our fractal continue to play out. But the point is, what do we need to see? We need to see, let me see something here. We need to see us get back to this middle part of this line here. So somewhere right around that 256 level. So somewhere around there. And you can see we've already crossed above this part of the channel, so that's good. So yeah, I think ultimately the goal here is to get back into those retracement levels. Now, again, none of this is financial advice. I could be totally dead wrong on everything I say, right? So just take that, just understand that. But I don't think so, because if, once we zoom out, you'll understand why. But for me, I'm looking at the 260, 275 level. So how do we get there? That's going to be the biggest question, right? When we were over here, I said it doesn't look good. Over here, I said it doesn't look finished. And then just recently, the last couple days, I said, you know what? It's actually looking a lot better. And now, boom, we got this pop. And look where the pop happened. Right at 2025. And that's exactly what I've been thinking. I didn't know it was exactly going to happen this day. And maybe it's just a pump and dump. We still have the risk of going down all the way down to 150. And you could say, well, how's that possible? Because this, again, could be a flat. So let's talk ideas here. Idea number one, 3 wave move. You got a 1, you got a 2. Now we're going to work our way up and continue higher. Very simple. Other idea is the same thing. You got a 3 wave move, but we're going to range a little bit, then continue higher. Very simple. The other idea is you got 3 down, you got 3 up, and then you got 1, 2. This is a flat for a B, and then you come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get a C. So it becomes 3, 3, and 3. Right? So, or it could be 5. It could be like an ABC, build a little bit of a base, and then continue higher. So this is at a very dangerous spot right now. We do not, we're right at resistance here. So here's the bottom of the range, right? So we're technically still at the bottom of the range. So if you look at this whole thing here, this whole thing is a range, right? This is the top of the range. This is the middle of the range. And this is the bottom of the range. We're still at the bottom of the range. We need to get into the golden zone, right? And that golden zone is typically the 50 and the 618. So if I pull a fib level, let's see where that is exactly. There we go. And look at that. That's exactly where it was drawn, somewhere around there. This is our golden zone between 240 and 252. So that is the level that we need to get to. That is the level we need to watch. All right? So we'll see how it all plays out, but I think we're on our way. Now, the reason why I believe that we're on our way is because when you look, for example, at the weekly chart, look at that. That looks really bullish. You kind of got a little bit of a flag here. You got that pump. Let's break out. Let's go. Another reason why we're very bullish. Again, I just put a video out yesterday, XRP, reasons why it's bullish. But essentially, let's just take the monthly chart, for example. We got a brand new monthly high close. So we just had the highest monthly close in XRP history, right? So we just had the highest monthly close in XRP history. That's a big, big deal. And if you look at the pattern, it's not complete yet. Look at this. You have a big cup, you have a big handle. Well, guess what? The handle just broke out. And it was closed, and it was confirmed. Another thing is you have a W pattern. And guess what? The W pattern broke out, and it's confirmed. This is the biggest crypto base in crypto history, right? This is a 7-year long structure, and we just broke out yesterday, and we closed the 12-month, the 6-month, the 1 month, all of them. We closed it yesterday. So today is the day. Today is basically, proof that it's the breakout is confirmed, that it's real, that it's legit. Now that doesn't mean it's going to happen today or even tomorrow or even next month. But what that means is, it tells the world that it's confirmed, and now it's up to, liquidity, volume, basically having follow through and us continuing to push higher. And I think that will come with time. So get ready. It's going to be really, really cool. I think we're very much well on our way. Now, what is the downside risk? Well, there's always could be downside risk. You could have a black swan and get back down here and then go back up, right? You can have a total disaster. It totally could happen. I don't know what the deep state's planning, but that's why I hope to God that this thing can just hurry the hell up, get up here to $10, $20, whatever it is, in a short amount of time before the deep state tries to do something, right? Because they're going to try to destroy the economy or the stock market or something, under Trump, right? So anyways, that's XRP. Let's take a look at a couple other charts here. So I bought MATIC yesterday, and it looks pretty good, man. MATIC looks really good. I mean, you got a big impulse. You got a 3 down, right? You got 3 up, and then you got 3 back down. You got a perfect WXY, and now you got an impulse to the upside, and then a wave 1, and now you got a wave 2. Let's freaking go. Now, it's not going to be that easy. It's going to take time, but at the end of the day, I mean, what else we got to do? Nothing, right? We got all the time in the world. We have to wait for crypto. Crypto doesn't have to wait for us. So as long as we're in and we're planted and our bags are packed, we're set. We don't have to worry about anything, right? So anyway, let's look at the smaller time frames. Looking pretty good. I like that area here. So I don't really want to see this pop up so fast, because then it's going to look like a flat. What I would rather see is, yeah, it does look really good. I'd rather see us get up here a little bit and then maybe flag out like this, and then go up. What that will do is it will create a base, right? So you, instead of just shooting up and it looking like a trappy flat, what it would do is it would come up and then it would start to flag out in here around this support level, creating what? Distance between what? The scene of the crime, right? We want to create distance. If you had a bad breakup, what do you want? You want to create distance in between that person. So the more distance, the better. That'll essentially reset everything, and then we can continue. That would be in a perfect world. Now, if we start moving up very fast, then we're going to come down really fast, right? And then we would have to kind of work itself out, then go, and it would just take a lot longer. So the best thing we can do is shoot up a little bit more. Let's break these highs for MATIC, and then kind of trail down a little bit and then continue. That's what I'm looking for MATIC. So, looking good. Looking real good. So far, so good. Now, that's the bullish idea. What's the bearish idea? The bearish idea is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have a 3-way pullback. And now we're going to get like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and break that low. And then sort of continue higher. But I don't think that's going to happen. It could happen, but I don't think it will. So, Nerio, whatever this thing is, I think it looks pretty good. I actually bought some yesterday as well. I'm sitting in profit. So, looks good. I'm just gotta wait here. I mean, just to get back to the all-time high, you know, you're looking at freaking 200%. But I think this thing can do even better. Now, one that I missed that I wish I got was dog, but it's okay. We're still very early. You know, dog looks a little bit more drawn out here. It looks like it could use something like this, just like that. So it gets up here and then it cocks back. So that's what we should wait for. We should wait for the cock back. You know, like you're cocking that gun back, you know? Just kind of flagging out here a little bit. And then what that's going to do, again, it's going to create a Wyckoff, number one. It's going to create that Wyckoff accumulation. And number two, it's going to create more distance, more time, right? Now you still got this little head and shoulder and another shoulder. That's why we don't want it. We don't want this to pop up real fast. Because if it pops up real fast, then it really looks like a head and shoulders, you know? So let's look at dot, HBAR, and then we'll look at theta. By the way, I designed a t-shirt. I think, you know how like some YouTube channels have their little merchandise store? I'm thinking about doing it. Check this shirt out. So I designed this shirt. I still got to do a theta one, but I think it's really cool. And then it also has this Brad Garlinghouse on the sleeve. And let me show you the back. The back is real cool. Look at this. So this is on the sleeve of the shirt. We are going to drive a massive demand for XRP because we are solving a multi-trillion dollar problem. Amazing. So look at the back. So here's the back. I think the back is just awesome. You got the XRP and you got this dude slicing through the bear and you can see his candle guts are flying everywhere. I think it's so cool. Yeah, so there's the front, there's the back, and then you can kind of see the sleeve there. So let me know what you think. Should I sell this shirt? Should I even link it to my YouTube? Is it even worth it? I don't know. I mean, some of them I have to pay like a little bit of a membership to do it. I'm just not sure if it's worth it or not. I actually ordered one first because I wanted to see, you know, I want to test the quality. I want to make sure it's good. But it came out to, you know, I can't remember the price. It was like $26 and change with tax and shipping and all that stuff, you know, because I added 1, 2, and 3 on the back. So, yeah, I think it's cool. And I would definitely pay like 25, 27 bucks for this shirt. But we'll see. I'm going to test the quality when I get it. Okay, let's go back to the chart here. Let's look at DOT. So DOT is looking pretty good as well. Again, the thing that we're following here is this fractal. If we look here at theta, let me just pull up theta really fast. Here we go. So if we look at theta on the daily, what we're tracking here, you see this move right here? This is the same thing that's going on. I mean, it's pretty much similar, right? You can see it. You see the big run up, boom, boom, big run, oops, big run up, boom, boom, right? Then you have that big drop, you have the big drop, and then look what we do. You do 3 up, and then you kind of do 3 down and sort of drag down, right? And then you do 3 down and kind of drag down. And then what do? You pump, pull back, explosion. Pump, pull back, explosion. I mean, come on, guys. It's right there. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But the structure says, yeah, it's definitely possible. And with this recent pump here, it's got me very excited. Because this is the step in the right direction. This is exactly what I want to see. Let me tone it down to the 2-hour chart. There we go. And let me put that in proportion with this. That way I can kind of make a little bit of a screenshot here. There we go. All right, so we got DOT out of the way. I wouldn't sleep on DOT either. You know, kind of Polkadot's kind of been one of those that, you know, it's kind of, when it first came out, nobody really cared, but I don't think people still care, but I think it's got some potential. I think it's kind of underestimated. You know, I was listening to Paul Barron on Polkadot, and he had some pretty good points. By the way, I'd subscribe to the Paul Barron Network. I think he's a pretty solid researcher. You know, my research comes from obviously myself, but I use a lot of other people's research because I just don't have time. And some, you know, for me, charts are my thing. Looking at research and looking at profiles and projects and development and gain, you know, what, you know, all that stuff is a lot of time consuming, and it's important to do it as an investor for long-term purposes. But honestly, I use a lot of other people that I trust to do the research for me, and then they give me a report on it, and it's on YouTube for free. I mean, you got to be careful who you follow, but some of these are just, you know, just saying what we want to hear. But once I get the solid foundation, then I kind of dive in myself further and see if it's worth checking out. And I think Polkadot will do well. So will MATIC and HBAR and XLM, and I think QNT, obviously Theta, XRP, Algorand will do well. So, and then you got some of those meme coins that will also do well. So anyways, HBAR looking pretty good. It's kind of flagging out a little bit. I'm just not sure if this flag has to be bigger before we break out. So just always be aware of that. You know, it could happen immediately, or it could take a lot longer, right? So the way it would take a lot longer is if we have 3 down, we have 3 up, and then this right here is 3 back down, and then we go up. So that could happen, right? Now the fractal here, look at this fractal. Well, first of all, I think I showed this one before, right? QNT. Now it kind of moved its way down, right? You have that 3 up, and then quick reversal. This is an old chart, by the way. We also have this fractal here for Jupiter, and then it obviously would pump up. We also have this fractal here looking at gold and Bitcoin, insinuating that Bitcoin will pump to the upside, right? Just like what gold did. Okay, so here's the fractal. So you can see on the bottom here, you know, you got this 3 down, you swoop over, you pull up, you come back, you flatten out, and then you expand. So if you look at HBAR, it's doing exactly that, right? And look where, and this is an old chart of HBAR, but now HBAR is actually pumped up a little bit. So we could literally be on our way for a big explosion. So we'll see. Here's another fractal that looks really, really good, comparing it to Bitcoin, right? Where you have this, you have this, you know, this 3 here, right? You drizzle down, and then you kind of pump up a little bit and then continue. So here's the updated chart right here. So is this the beginning of a big pump, followed by a big back test and then a continuation? I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, everything's looking good. So far, so good. Look at SHIB. SHIB looks pretty good too. I mean, these, any way we slice it and dice it, I believe we will get a retracement, right? So if we're going to come up here, like, come up here and then flag out and then get up there in the retracement, or we come up when we come back down and make a new low, then get a retracement. Either way, we're coming back up here, I think. That's my belief, and we'll see how that works. Now, once we get up here, are we going to break out? That's going to be the tough part, right? Can we break that? I think it looks great. The reason why is because now, if we do circle back up, look what we just created. We have a shoulder, we have a head, and now, once this thing works its way back up, it could take a little while, but once we work our way back up, well, guess what? Now we have an inverse head and shoulders. Well, guess what? What's the measured move of that inverse head and shoulders? Well, if we do it conservatively here, and we come back up around there, you're looking at about 83.26, and right now we're at 21.66. So just for a frame of reference, that's like going from $2,165 up to $8,326, which is a percentage. I don't care what the price is. It's all about the percentage. The percentage, that's actually not that much. That's kind of sad. That's only like 300%. So that's not good at all. But I think we're going to go much higher than that. And the reason why is because if I put on this retracement level, now you're talking like 15,000. You're talking anywhere between, 6,000 or really 7,000 to 15,000. And that would be a percentage value up to, it's still not that good, 617%. That's why I'm thinking maybe some of these coins are going to blow past their linear levels and go straight through their log levels. And but we'll get there another day and talk about those log levels. So yeah, the downside risk is that this is a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3-wave pullback. You got a 1, 2, another 1, 2, and now you're about to drop for a 3, 4, and 5. So it's still very serious. It's looking a lot better. We got a nice pump, but it's still in a very dangerous spot. So the best thing we can do is, again, go sideways. Just kind of go sideways, maybe for 2 weeks. If we can go 2 weeks like this, it's going to look really, really good for upside. So Ethereum actually looks pretty decent right here. For a move back up here, kind of got a little bit of a triangle here. If we want the altcoins to wake up, we need Ethereum to wake up. I mean, that's just the way it has to be, right? So Bitcoin, yeah, it's a little bit of a messy, sloppy mess, but it looks okay. I mean, it kind of is concerning because you have 1, 2, well, maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, or actually A, B, and C. But it wouldn't really make much sense. I like the fact that it's kind of rounding out in here and we're holding these support levels. So if we can kind of work your way back up and kind of cup in here and then maybe work your way back up here, that's what we really need to see. Because I'm still thinking this is a flat. A, B, and C. You work your way here and then continue higher. So let's do it. Okay, what else? Oh, how can I forget Mr. Theta? We'll look at Theta in a minute. So CRV And you got 3 up. You got 3 down. What comes next? We should get 3 back up, or even 5 back up. So boom, 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 right? So, so now we have 3 down. I'm looking for 3 up, or it can turn into 5 up and then we can be on our way, or we get 3 down, 3 up, and then we get 3 back down, and then it becomes like a WXY, something like this. It could be a flat, right? And then go up. So there's still a lot of questions, A lot of the coins are down here. And once they get to the retracement levels, then it's like, well, now what? Do we have to go into reaccumulation? Can we break out of them? So there's going to be a lot of questions. We're not out of the woods yet. But XLM, my goodness. We had a big pop on XLM, and I was looking at it, and I was talking about it, and I just, man, I should have pulled the trigger on XLM for my trades yesterday. When I was lining them up yesterday, I didn't do it. That hurts. But it's okay. That's why we hodl. That's why we got hodl positions, right? So XLM, we have this gorgeous downward parallel channel. I mean, the thing looks amazing. We got a W, X, Y, X, and Z. We got 3 up, we got 3 down, and now it looks like we're coming up in 5. Problem is, we don't want XLM to get too far ahead of itself, unless if it's going to go for gold. The only way breaking out, or instead of getting away from the scene of the crime and creating a base, then breaking out, that's what I encourage. But if we do pump, that's okay. But what we have to do is we have to jam. We have to jam. We have to get through all of these retracement levels, because the worst thing in the world is getting real cocky and thinking, yeah, we're going to get up here, we're looking really strong, and then we get super rejected and then we come back down. Right? We don't want that. And the way to avoid that is by ranging and then breaking out, or by just totally crushing it to the upside. Jupiter looking pretty good. Yeah, we had a big dump. You're sort of right kind of here at these support levels. So I want to see a retracement. Very simple. Create a base, get a retrace. All right, QNT. It's like, gosh, just look at Theta already. The suspense is killing me. QNT, we got 3 up, we got 3 down, and now everything looks similar. So let's go to Theta. So Theta, it's just kind of stuck here. We got the 3 up, we got 3 down, we got the pump. So again, what did I say? Let's go sideways. I said the best thing Theta can do is go sideways, and that's exactly what we're doing. Great. We got a little bit of a neckline, maybe a shoulder, maybe a head, maybe another shoulder. We're cupping into the resistance, cupping in, right? So the best thing we can do, I think we went sideways enough for Theta. So the best thing to do is kind of break out here a little bit, maybe flag out on the top, and then go. That's what I want to see. So that's the upside, right? We got an impulse, a 3-way pullback, and now we're working our way into the retracement levels. The bear side is, obviously this would be like a W, X, Y, X, and then a Z. Kind of like what XLM did, like a triple correction and then go up. So those are the two options. Which one's it going to be? I kind of lean more to the upside option for now. So, but I want to see this range get, it's really tough unless we break the range, So a lot of these coins are stuck in their ranges, but that's okay. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. Oh, look at XMR. Wow, that looks deadly bullish. I'm telling you guys, every time I look at XMR, Monero, it looks just incredible. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be a failure, but not financial advice. But man, this thing just... Let's look at the 12-month here. 12-month is okay. Let's look at the monthly. The monthly, oh man. So this is the first monthly candle and in the history of XMR since we've broken the range, which is not that long ago, but still it's a pretty massive range. So June 22, 3, 4 and a half years, or no, sorry, 22, 23, 24, 25, so 2.5 years. We were sort of stuck in this range, and look at that, we have a brand new monthly close above the range. That is very, very bullish. Monero has the same structure like XRP that I've pointed out many times. So just look at these two charts side by side. What do you see, guys? I see potential, right? Look what XRP did. It broke out of that range like a madman. Look at Monero. Now Monero, you could say, well, it's weak, it hasn't done it yet, but I think it's in the progress of doing it. So if XRP, for example, decided to go up to 10, 20 bucks in a very short period of time, I would rotate literally 30% into Monero if Monero is still there. Just based off that factor alone, because of the structure here. Look at that. Rise, crash, retrace. Rise, crash, retrace, come down, reaccumulation, breakout, reaccumulation. We just got the monthly close, right? So I see a lot of potential here for Monero coming up in the not too distant future. We'll see how it all plays out. Let's see here. Let me go there. So I think that'll do it for this video. Did we look at BOM? I'll look at BOM. I got back into BOM, so I'm holding BOM now. Just FYI, I'm holding it now. Could we go lower? Yes. Do I think we're going to go lower? I don't think so at the moment. I think we need to retrace. I think we need to come up here, and then we'll figure it out. But this could easily be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then what you have is sort of an A, a B, and then a C. So you have your wave 1, and then you have a 3-wave move. But I don't like the proportions. I just don't think... I just feel like more like this is kind of like a W pattern. I think this is... Oh, yeah. I think this is in the works of a W. If you look at this... let's go to, like, for example, total 3. I'm trying to do it before we cross that 1 hour mark. Or total 2 is fine. There we go. And then here's BOM. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that, guys. You got your impulse, your crash. Your impulse, your crash. Then you come up and swoop for the W. Boom. Blast off. Swoop for the W. Maybe we come up and blast off. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Look at this. I just bought a Stark Varg. I live in Southern California. I'm a YZ450 guy. I love Yamahas, Hondas, but the noise level, just riding around town, it's so loud and there's a lot of noise pollution. So I went with a fully electric dirt bike. Now, I can get on board with electric dirt bikes. I think they're great. I think they're fun. They're super fast. This is the fastest production dirt bike in the world. 80 horsepower. It's a lightning bolt. Now, I'm not going to use 80 horsepower. I probably won't even use 60, but it's there if you need it. So yeah, Google Stark Varg. This thing is crazy cool, and I can't wait to get it and show you. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.